What if the most advanced SUV of the next decade is not sitting in a showroom, but sitting in a design lab, waiting to make every current flagship look like yesterday's technology? The 2028 Velocity Aeon is not just another concept. It is a machine built around one obsession: making the driver feel like the car is thinking 3 steps ahead of them. And there is one detail buried inside this vehicle that matters more than its lighting, its screens, or its horsepower number, because it hints at where every luxury brand on the planet is quietly heading next. Welcome to Future Drive, where we go past the spec sheet and explain what a vehicle actually means for your life, your driveway, and the next 10 years of ownership. Stay with me, because the deeper we go into the Aeon, the clearer it becomes that this is not simply a bigger, faster SUV. It is an attempt to redefine what a relationship between a driver and a machine should even look like. From the outside, the Aeon plays a dangerous game and wins. Full-size SUVs usually choose one identity. They are either commanding and heavy or sporty and cramped. The Aeon refuses to pick a side. The hood is long and confident. The roofline stays level instead of collapsing into a fake coupe shape that steals headroom. The rear shoulders flare outward with a kind of quiet aggression, like the car is coiled and ready without ever needing to prove it. This is a vehicle that looks fast while still respecting the people sitting in the back seat. Look closer at the proportions and you start to notice how deliberate every line actually is. The wheelbase is stretched further forward than expected, pushing the cabin backward and giving the front end a kind of long, athletic stance without turning it into a stereotypical sports car nose. The door sills sit low enough for easy entry, but high enough to protect the battery pack running beneath the floor. Even the panel gaps are unusually tight for a concept vehicle, which suggests this design was never meant to stay a fantasy. It was built like something that could survive contact with a real factory line. Then you reach the front, and everything changes tone. The grille is enormous, but it is not decoration. It behaves like a working surface, hiding sensors, cooling channels, and cameras beneath a dark, almost liquid finish. The headlights are thin, sharp, and vertical, stretching the car visually wider than it already is. At night, the lighting doesn't just illuminate the road, it reads it, adjusting brightness and pattern around oncoming traffic instead of blinding everyone in its path. Every surface, every vent, every flush-mounted handle exists because it helps the car cut through the air more efficiently, not because a designer wanted a shiny line. On a vehicle this size, that discipline is the difference between a smooth 6-hour drive and an exhausting one. Even the wheels tell part of the story. Aerodynamic covers hide the brake calipers without blocking cooling airflow, and the sidewalls are tuned to reduce road noise entering the cabin at speed. It sounds like a small detail until you remember that wind noise and tire noise are the 2 biggest complaints in almost every long-term luxury SUV review. Solving them quietly, without a single marketing slide dedicated to it, says a lot about where the priorities really sat during development. But the exterior is only the opening argument. Step inside, and the Aeon makes its real case. This is not a dashboard with 3 screens bolted onto it. It is one continuous strip of glass that wraps from the driver's door to the passenger's door, blending instruments, navigation, and entertainment into a single flowing surface. The driver gets a focused, distraction-free zone. The passenger gets their own separate world of content on the same piece of glass. And somehow, none of it feels chaotic. The steering wheel still has real, physical buttons you can feel without looking down. Because the smartest cabin in the world is the one that knows exactly when to show you information, and when to simply leave you alone to drive. The rear seats get their own version of this philosophy. A slim, retractable display rises from the center console for the second row, controlling climate, seat massage functions, and privacy screening between windows, all without a single extra button cluttering the door panel. Fold it down, and it disappears completely, leaving nothing but a clean wood-trimmed surface. It is a small piece of engineering, but it reflects the entire design language of the car. Powerful technology that knows how to hide when it isn't needed. The materials carry emotional weight too. Deep charcoal leather, brushed metal accents, and thin ambient light lines that don't just look pretty, they communicate. A soft pulse near the door can warn you that a cyclist is approaching from your blind spot. A subtle shift in cabin lighting can confirm that the assistance system is active before you even glance at a screen. In the Aeon, light isn't just mood, it's information. Sound plays a bigger role here than most people expect from a vehicle this size. A specially tuned audio system is designed around the shape of the cabin itself, rather than dropped in as an afterthought, using headrest-integrated speakers to let each passenger set their own volume without disturbing anyone else. At low speed, a synthetic exterior tone alerts pedestrians without sounding artificial or jarring. At highway speed, active noise cancellation studies the frequency of wind and road noise in real time and cancels it before it ever reaches your ears. The result, according to early testers, is a cabin that feels less like a car and more like a quiet room that happens to be moving. Now, here comes the part that actually explains the hidden idea we mentioned at the start. Artificial intelligence sits at the center of this experience, but the goal was never to impress you with a chatbot in your dashboard. The goal was natural interaction. Say the cabin feels stuffy, and the airflow adjusts without a single menu. Mention that you're tired, and the car quietly suggests a rest stop while tracking your steering inputs for signs of fatigue. Ask for the calmer route instead of the fastest one. And it recalculates based on road texture and traffic stress, not just distance. Over months of ownership, it learns your seat position, your regular destinations. Older luxury SUVs hand you a pile of impressive features and expect you to manage them. This next generation flips that completely. The car manages the complexity so you don't have to. Whether every detail survives exactly as shown when this reaches production is almost beside the point. Once you've seen a vehicle imagined this way, ordinary SUVs suddenly start to feel a full generation behind. The bar for what a family flagship should feel like has quietly moved, and it is not moving back. Tell me which feature you'd want in your own car first, and whether you think brands are finally ready to build something like this for real. If this breakdown changed how you see the next generation of SUVs, hit like, subscribe for the next deep dive, and send this to someone who still thinks the future of luxury is about horsepower instead of intelligence.